Hello, everyone. I just want to clarify for what I said the other day about the reviews for Raw and SmackDown not being every week. Well, that is correct. I will not be doing Raw and SmackDown reviews every week because it's a weekly show and it's going to be hard for me to do. So, therefore, I want to do quality over quantity. So, only for special episodes and the Raw and SmackDown after each pay per view will be reviewed. So let's get on with the SmackDown synopsis. So SmackDown opens up by saying that Shane McMahon saying that even though in defeat, SmackDown will still be the show, which kind of doesn't make any sense because you lost 4-3. And shouldn't you be plotting your revenge for next year's Survivor Series? That I don't get. And of course, he finally addresses Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, who are the ones that costed the SmackDown men's team at Survivor Series. And Kevin and Sami came out, they exchanged their insults against each other, and before Shane decided to fire Sami and Kevin Owens, Daniel Bryan comes out and offers a temporary solution. Instead of firing, they will be placed in a lumberjack match against the New Day. So it's pretty much the entire men's roster of SmackDown as lumberjacks, and Sami KO versus the New Day. The first match of the evening was between Shelton Benjamin and Jey Uso, and I thought that was a decent match to start the opener. And one tidbit that I thought was interesting was when Byron Saxton mentioned that Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas, back when they were the world's greatest tag team in the first brand split of 2002 and 3, he mentioned that they were the ones that mentored the Usos way back in the day, and I thought that was pretty interesting. And it was like a decent match where both sides were like even at each other. But then Chad Gable interfered on behalf of Shelton Benjamin and attacked Jimmy Uso at ringside, and also distracted Jay, which led to Shelton Benjamin getting the win. So I gotta say that Benjables, credit to Brian Zane of Wrestling with Regret for that nickname, I believe they're becoming more heelish, or not a full-blown heel yet, but definitely more heelish. And after the match, there was a backstage segment where Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are trying to extend olive branches to Baron Corbin and Bobby Roode, respectively, and both of them turned them down, especially Bobby Roode, because he was pretty passionate, considering that this was his first Survivor Series match in WWE, and SmackDown lost. So I got a feeling that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens do not have any friends for tonight. Coming back from the commercial break, there was a segment where Naomi was getting makeup done, and she was mentioning how dejected it was for SmackDown women to lose to the Raw women at Survivor Series, but was happy that Charlotte beat Alexa Bliss. And then there's the debut of Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, and Sarah Logan. The last part had to remember. They are all there making their NXT debut, like introducing themselves to Naomi. But afterwards, they all three beat up Naomi in a beatdown, similar to last night's Monday Night Raw when Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose did the same to Alexa Bliss and of all the Raw women there. Only this time it was Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, and Sarah Logan beating up on Naomi. And I know Becky Lynch tried to make the save, but unfortunately things did not go well. And I am wondering, why are all the NXT women that are being called up this week, why are they all heels? I don't get it. Because last I checked, Ruby Riott was booked as a babyface on NXT before the call-up, so it's hard to tell what's going on. And I know in the next segment, Shane and Daniel Bryan were talking to each other, and Shane did praise Daniel's idea of the lumberjack match, and he is expecting the idea that Bryan would fire Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens at the end of the night, and then Shane decides to head off from the arena to go home, or the hotel, excuse me. And then afterwards, Daniel Bryan looked at Shane. The Bludgeon Brothers made their debut. In case you missed it, the Bludgeon Brothers are a repackaging of Luke Harper and Eric Rowan because now they're no longer associated with Bray Wyatt due to the fact that Bray Wyatt moved to Raw during the shakeup this past April. And I gotta say, it was okay. It was just a standard squash match that they were in to be put over against the Hype Bros. So it was okay. I gotta see more for next time. And I know that AJ Styles addressed Brock Lesnar, and he did say that he's open to a rematch one day. And of course, he called out Jinder Mahal because Jinder was trash talking AJ Styles I believe, on social media. And then Jinder mentioned via the screen that he's going to invoke his rematch clause at Clash of Champions. I think that makes sense because it's too soon to do a title rematch this early, so better to do it at Clash of Champions and have it at a proper pay-per-view. The women's title match happened between Natalya and Charlotte as Natalya invoked her rematch clause. It was a decent match, not as great as the go-home show a week prior, but it was okay until Ruby Riott, Sarah Logan, and Liv Morgan interfered in the match to attack both of them. So I got a feeling that there is an NXT invasion from the women, led by Paige, which for some odd reason that is a strange thing because Paige hasn't been in NXT since 2014. So what's going on? That is the $1 million question. What is going on? The main event of the evening is the Lumberjack match between the New Day and Sami KO. I think that's a decent match, and the funniest part of that match was when Sami Zayn tried to escape. All the guys from SmackDown grabbed him and put him up in the air and threw him back in. It just reminds me of the days of Adam Rose and the Rosebuds. After the commercial break, there was a bit more hilarious antics from Sami Zayn as he was doing the New Day dance, and same with Kevin Owens. But the one thing that did stood out was during the Lumberjack match, Baron Corbin punched Bobby Roode in the face, which led to all the Lumberjacks going crazy, and that led to Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens winning the match against the New Day, thanks to the distraction from the Lumberjacks going crazy. So that's that, but Kevin Owens did fled the ring after the match, leaving Sami Zayn getting beat up by the New Day. So what kind of friend is Kevin Owens? I got a feeling that they're going to be feuding again, probably in several months from now, because of that. And before the end of the show, Daniel Bryan told Kevin Owens that him and Sami Zayn are not fired from SmackDown, but KO will be facing Randy Orton next week. And Kevin Owens was grateful that both of them are remaining on SmackDown, so that's all I have to say. Overall, SmackDown was a decent show. The Lumberjack match made me laugh too much. I gotta say that that was too hilarious to watch, especially when Sami Zayn tried to escape and all the Lumberjacks grabbed him and put him up in the air, throwing him back in. It reminded me of Adam Rose from the Rosebuds, and this was before the commercial break, and after the commercial break it was still funny. So decent show, and the main event did make me laugh, so it's definitely a time pass. I gotta say, time pass. Alright, that's all I have to say for the SmackDown synopsis. Stay tuned for the next podcast, which will be probably around Clash of Champions time, but I could be making one probably sooner than you think. The reason why I'm doing less of the Raw and SmackDown because I want to focus more on the pay-per-views, and I also want to do podcasts that are more related to non-wrestling things. Stay tuned for that. You could follow me on Twitter at NYCKNP for all the updates of what's going on with me. And I would just like to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Be safe. Enjoy your meals with your friends and family, and make sure not to drink too much alcohol, because I know there's a lot of people who drink a lot of alcohol and then they have to go to the bathroom several times. Then they get hungover the next day. So drink in moderation, or if you don't need to drink, don't drink. Just drink a glass of water. Water is better for you. All right, take care, everyone.